Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
The entire world look towards America. It's like Americans basically have adventurous spirit, tenacity of purpose, and an enthusiasm to achieve results, unrelenting efforts. Even when I was a child, from the age of 7, I was watching always Hollywood movies. So I had very big picture about Americans. So anything to be inducted, anything to be conveyed, anything to be enlightened, that should first start from America. They have still the stuff in them. You have. The only thing is you should be influenced by something which is unpleasant, which has started now happening. Whichever part of the world I look around today, there's only death and destruction, terror and tormentation, envy and enmity, unfortunately. Despite the scientists claiming technological advancement and scientific progress, we don't have peace anywhere on earth. Nobody is happy. Then what is the use of this advancement? Material advancement bereft of God consciousness is advancement in ignorance. We are unhappy today, there is no peace on earth, only because of our disconnect from God. People have stopped going to church anymore. And those who go, they don't go regularly. People have stopped following scriptural instructions. We claim ourselves to be Christians, but we don't follow Bible. We are lurching, groping in the dark because of ignorance. What is that ignorance? About our true identity. You know, when I was talking to somebody, I asked him, who are you? He came out with his name. I'm Bill Sampson. No, I asked, who are you? Well, I'm Bill Sampson. No, that's your name. Who are you? Then he said, I'm chief executive of blah blah industries. I said, that's your profession. I'm asking, who are you? Then he said, I'm son of Joseph Sampson. I said, that's your relationship. Who are you? He went crazy. He said, what the hell? What do you mean you are? Then he said, well, I'm a human being like you. Is that okay? I said, no. If you claim you are a human being, you have to establish, you have to give me proof. He said, what's that? I don't understand. If I look like you and if you are a human being, I must be a human being. I said, no, not necessarily. Then he said, okay, you enlighten me on who am I? Then there are 4 principles. Eating, sleeping, fearing, and mating. These 4 are common amongst animals, birds, and human beings. For example, man eats, hog eats. The eating stuff may be different, but the result of eating activity is same. Whatever a hog eats, whatever I eat, both of us get physical strength by eating. There's no difference in that. Then sleeping. Man sleeps within a comfortable enclosure. Animals just lay anywhere it can. So the place where we two sleep, there is a difference. But the result of sleeping activity is when me and that ass gets up, the donkey gets up, we are re-energized to take fresh load of work. Result is same between me and the donkey. Result is same between me and the hawk. When you go to attack an animal, the animal gets scared and tries to defend itself with nails and tails and try to bite you, swallow you. That defending tendency is there in animals also. When a man is attacked, he also gets scared. He also tries to defend. The defense ranges from pen knife to nuclear bomb. The range is quite wide, but tendency is same. And then whether it's animal, birds, or human beings, mate with the opposite sex and produce children. So this eating, sleeping, defending, mating, all these four basic functions are common between animals and the human beings. I told the gentleman, as long as you confine yourself to these four activities, what your consciousness level is. What consciousness level is that? Animal consciousness. They perform these four functions, you are performing these four functions. You may be performing it in a sophisticated way. Hog eats anywhere from the road, but you eat in 5-star hotels. That's all the difference. So I said, that's why when you claim yourself a human being, I couldn't accept it. The moment you do a fifth function, which animals and birds cannot do, then you come to the human platform. This has to be taught in the universities. In the universities, we train children, students, just to grow up. Either do some work in some multinational company or do some business to make money. And that money you invest in these four items: eating, sleeping, defending, mating. As long as we do this, and as long as we misidentify ourselves as body and not the soul, there is no difference whatsoever between us and the animals. We are posh animals. 25 years back, when I was asked to come the round trip, what they call, the whole world. So I approached a person, travel agent, for a cheap ticket. Because we guys, monks, we don't work or do any business to earn money. We live on donations. Say I want to get a very cheap ticket. So that gentleman, travel agent, asked me, when you guys go abroad, what do you guys speak? I told him, we tell who you are. He said, you must be joking. You mean to say, I don't know who I am? I said, no. Then I put a question to him. I'm making full payment in advance for the round trip ticket, which starts from London, UK, and then all that European continent, and coming to Canada, North America, covering USA and going back. I make the full payment in advance. And in the first leg of tour, London, UK, when I land there, and suppose I die, so my folks will send my body back to India. He said, yes. So I said, can I come in the same ticket? I'm afraid not. Why not? I'm making full payment in advance. I don't think you can come. They have to cancel the ticket and reissue a ticket, and that will be a cargo ticket. I said, why? Number one, I'm only going to come back, maybe not alive, the body will come in a coffin. And I've made the payment in advance. What stops them to treat me? They said, well, this is the international rules. You can approach any airlines, any travel agents. Then I had to highlight this point. When I'm alive and I'm traveling, I'm considered as passenger. When the same body is coming dead, I am treated as cargo, like Samsonite luggage. What's the problem? It's my fault. So who is the passenger? If this is not the passenger, who is the passenger? Any gentleman can answer that?
Your soul.
Pardon?
Your soul.
Yeah, intelligent lady, very alert. That's it. It's the soul inside me that is the passenger. When that soul goes out, this is Samsonite luggage. Orange color luggage, blue color luggage, green color luggage, red color luggage, all luggage suitcase, different colors. So what's our value? So because of ignorance of this actual identity, we are suffering. The moment you know you are the soul, not the body. I can ask these young ones, what are these hands? Whose hands? Your hands. And what's this?
My eyes.
What are these?
My ears.
And what is the whole thing?
My body.
Yes. See, everywhere he says, my eyes, my hands, my legs, my body. That means the whole body belongs to him. It is not he. So we are spending whole life wasting time on what we are not. What belongs to me but what I am not. The real you is inside this body. This knowledge should be cultivated. When I was a child, I went to the school. Not this kind of school. This kind of school only teaches you to earn bread, clothing and shelter. Money for that. For what this? What is this which you are not? Because of your presence in this body, your body is animated. The moment you leave this body, nobody will bother about the body. So actually we are suffering due to our inability to realize God. Human form of life is not meant for eating, mating, sleeping, defending. That is animal life. That's meant for animals, not for human beings. The moment you have a human birth, your only duty is to know who is God. Not to know physics, chemistry, geometry, mathematics. Mathematics will only help you to count currency notes. We had a great boxer, Muhammad Ali. He spent his whole lifetime boxing, earning millions of dollars. But unfortunately, he didn't know what will happen to me at death and what happens to me after death. Simply building funds, money. The richest man today, Bill Gates, richest man, he started unloading his money. Initially, he was building it up, uploading. Warren Buffett, second richest man. Up to 75 years of age, he struggled a lot to accumulate wealth. Now at the age of 73, he has given 75% of his wealth to Bill Gates Foundation. Now that third celebrity to come to this point of getting rid of money is Tim Cook, the CEO of Apple. Now we are all getting educated just to see how we can earn money, how we can accumulate wealth, get property. So this human form of life is not meant for that. That is why we are not happy. See, you may purely endeavor for happiness, but miseries come unsought. Nobody tries separately for miseries. You purely work for pleasure. The pain comes. You are not wanting that. So who gives that to us? This body is temporary. One may die at 50, one may die at 100, or 80, 90. Or you will one day see on the TV, the oldest living man, Nigeria, Africa, 121 years. But the 122nd year, you will die. Nobody can stay here permanently. Therefore, our whole lifetime, we have to spend working very hard for that which we can take along with us when we die. Not just keep here and go. That is foolish. That is foolishness. Working very hard, accumulating wealth, properties, cars, and then one day I die, and those things will remain here. So why you wasted the whole lifetime for that? The moment you realize that you are the soul and not the body, your focus will shift from body toward the soul. Right now we are all concentrating on the body. Anywhere you go, any part of the earth, the ignorance thrives like that. We have to come out of it. I expect that every university I spoke, there must be one department which should be teaching consciousness. This was originally taught in churches, temples, when you associate with saintly personalities who have renounced material life. When you see them, you naturally question why they have renounced. Like, I'm a monk. Before becoming monk, I was an export manager. I was traveling 6 countries a month. Then, because of some mad dog had bitten me, I became monk. I realized I'm wasting my time. So once I went to the church to attend a sermon in Chicago. That Father Francis noticed me from a distance, my unique way of dressing. When the lecture was over, he approached me, asked me, do I presume that you are also a person like me preaching God consciousness? I said, I'm afraid not. Then what is it you do? No, I do preach God consciousness, but not like you, as you said. Well, what's the difference? I said, you should come over to my place to discuss that. He accepted. He's a thorough gentleman. So I invited him over a lunch. We had a good chat. So he said, you do preach Krishna, God consciousness, but not like me. How do I understand that? I told him, I took out a dollar coin, American dollar coin. And I said, here it is written, in God we trust. It's very nice. Salute to Americans, I said. Yes, we are bold to say, admit God's presence. Yeah. But I asked him, Father, can you kindly tell me, who is that God? How does he look like? Where does he reside? He said, no, I don't know. I said, the Pope in Vatican knows who is the God. Where does he stay? How does he look like? He said, I'm afraid not. Then you say, in God we trust. How is that? If I say I trust in you, because I know you, I trust this girl, I trust this boy, you are silent. That's why in absence of that information, there are many religions coming up with different ideologies, saying there's no God, everything is void. You merge within God. In our scriptures, it's called the Vedas. United Nations Organization has accepted. Vedas are the ultimate source of all knowledge. They've accepted. And the Vedas say, God is a person. It's a supreme conscious entity. You can imagine, with the computer, how much you are playing with, isn't it? Today you can do everything with the computer. So many things you are doing in that. Because an intelligent person like you is programming that computer. The computer has no capacity. So if the whole universe has come up, don't you think an intelligent administrator is there? An intelligent person? Without the guiding principle, intelligence and impulse of a living force, no matter can move. When you see a painting on the wall, when you admire the painting, actually you are admiring the painter. That's why we go closer of all the painting to see who is the painter. So the object of creation is to draw our attention toward the Creator, not just admiring and enjoying the created objects. It's not for that. So if we do away with the Creator, and if you want to enjoy the created objects, then you have to suffer. All our assumptions, ideas, plans, strategies will go useless. When you are young, because a strong body and a strong will, you don't mind about all this. But as you gradually grow older, when you cross 60s and 70s, all of them almost half mad. Before leaving, coming to the US, I was in Britain, Great Britain, UK, United Kingdom, London. So in the print media, I saw a caption. 1 in every 4 persons in London is abnormal. So the conclusion is abnormal is normal. Why this kind of pathetic situation? Who created this situation? Despite our facilities, amenities, comforts, everything increasing, economy improving. With all this stuff, you cannot really buy happiness and peace. It has to come from within. And it can come only when you understand your eternal relationship with God. He is the super soul, supreme spiritual entity. We are minute spiritual entity. Just like father and children. When Jesus said, I am the son of my supreme Father, it means if the son has a form, if he is a person, his father must be a person. He must be intellectual, super intellect, who runs the whole multi-million universes, not one universe. Scientists are gradually realizing. NASA people said, National Aeronautics Space Administration, NASA scientists, they've accepted. It's all available in the internet. That when the first set of cosmonauts went in the space, they continuously heard a sound. Om. See, that sound was there. It's vibration, it's mantra, it's called mantra. Man means mind, tra means protects. That which protects your mind from decontamination, and that is called mantra. So the Lord and the living entity, their eternal relationship can be aroused only when you chant the holy names of the Lord. So first of all, for that, you must try to bring yourselves to have faith in God as a person. And that is a spiritual world beyond this material universe. That is a spiritual world. To this smartphone generation, it will be difficult for to accept this proposition. But it's an undeniable fact. How will you say it's an undeniable fact? For example, nobody wants to die, isn't it? Ask any person. Of course, forget about the suicide bombers, but they are separate category. Nobody generally wants to die, isn't it? Why? Although we know for certain, and there are a lot of proverbs in English, there is nothing as certain as death, they say. I used to hear when I was a small guy. There's nothing as sure as death. So when we know that, yet we don't want to die. Why? Have we ever questioned this? Can you guess? Why? We know that, one day I have to go. If not today, after 5 years, 10 years, or when I'm 100, I should go. But yet I'll be struggling, trying to collect funds, go to the best hospital, best doctor, spend a lot of money somehow to exist, even though I'll be deformed. In spite of infirmity, I'll just try to put some injection and I want to exist. Why that craziness, that craving for indefinite existence? Yes, madam?
People don't want to die because they don't know what happens after they die.
But even if they don't know, they have to die. Whether they know it or not, they have to die.
Yes.
Yeah. But my point is, why I don't want to die? I'll tell you the reason. I don't want you to strain your brain. Because the real you, the soul, has no death.
Right.
But the problem is, in this mundane atmosphere, in this material body, you can't stay. As long as you have a material body, the nature of the material body is to wither and get destroyed. It's perishable. The real you inside is perishable. So that proves, in fact, indicates at least, that there is a realm which is eternal. And the real me belongs to that realm. If I can get there, I will exist eternally. As long as I stay put here, I don't know, many of you must be Christians, you may not have faith in this. We have a definite conclusion, Hindus, that a human being after death, according to his type of activity he had performed, he can take birth again, even as an animal. He can go into that body. Or even he can go to the heavenly planets within the universe. He can stay put at the upper planets like Mars, merely by his actions, the quality of his actions. It is, you may say, how is that? Suppose I do pious activity, a pious person I am all through my life. When I die, I may get a better body in the upper planetary system, within this universe. And if I commit sinful actions, I may go down to the nether regions, hellish planetary system, as a worm or a reptile or something like that. You'll say, how is it? It is just like today, if my earning is say $50,000 per annum, I can only stay in one room flat. 1 bedroom, 1 kitchen and 1 bathroom. Because I can afford to pay only $1,000 a month as rent. The moment I can pay more, $5,000 a month, then I get 3 bedroom apartments, 2 bathroom, 2. Depending upon my ability to pay, I can hire a lower kind of apartment, a superior kind of apartment. Similarly, if I perform pious actions all through my life, as a reaction to that, I can get a better body. And if I commit sinful actions, then I go to subhuman species of life. This goes like this. So the Lord, Supreme Lord says that at the time of death, if you can remember me, then you come to the spiritual world, come to me, and there you will remain eternally. This is a choice given. The choice is yours. You can do whatever you want and go on degrading, or you can upgrade yourself to the higher place, but within this universe. And if you can only focus your mind to the last stage, your consciousness is focused on the Lord, sex with a married spouse is okay. God has permitted that. Any type of illicit physical relationship will destroy you totally. That's why everyone is going crazy as they grow older. I was surprised about in the 1980s, the senior ones may know, Frank Sinatra, Hollywood star. At the age of 80, he married a 20-year-old girl. I don't know what for. And his photograph was a Time magazine cover displayed his photograph. 80 years, Frank Sinatra. Elizabeth Taylor, some of you must be knowing, she married 8 times and remarried the same person called Richard Burton. I can see the point behind it. She was actually wanting to be loved by somebody. She wanted to give herself totally to somebody and be loved by somebody. But all men she married used her as sex machine. But that poor lady didn't know. Perhaps she could have met me 30 years back, I would have enlightened her. She was actually looking for the real object of love, that is God. Until you come to that point, that status, whomever you love here is useless. You won't get the satisfaction. So if you want to cultivate love of God, you have to come out of these 4 sins. How you do it is left to you. Gambling, intoxicants, meat eating, illicit sex. These 4. Everyone is suffering due to all these 4, or 3 of them, or 2 of them, you are one of them. Go nicely, you're all young looking, nice looking boys and girls. Get a decent job, work 8 hours, revive your knowledge about God, get married, stay with one spouse, be happy, catering to each other, live a good, decent life, and that's it. And when you are with God's devotees association, you gain strength. Because as we have not been trained in God consciousness from childhood, it's difficult to cultivate that faith. That's why in the olden days, they had made churches everywhere. Even in the UK, all churches are being converted to pub. People stand and drink beer, whiskey. So many things are going on. Well, it's time up. Only 5 minutes left. Would anyone still be interested in any question? Or you are in a shocked state of hearing so many things which you were not prepared. Unfortunately, my aim and intention was not to bore you or discourage you. But We are in a business to talk this truth. That is our business. If we never speak the truth, what will happen to this world? If I try to compromise with you, I don't seek any material benefit here. I have not come here for that. I don't want anything of this world. I have decent clothing, and anywhere I go, I take shelter in somebody's house and little food. That's sufficient. Concentrating on the Lord. So we want you, young ladies and gentlemen, to gradually imbibe what I have conveyed to you. What I spoke is not religion, mind that. Don't think that this Hindu guy has come and spoken some Hindu things. No! When I say you are not the body, I am talking science, not religion. Whether I speak to a Christian or a Hindu, that body is not body, he is the inspired soul. The soul has no religion. It's universal religion. The soul connected to the Supreme Soul, the Lord. Bulb is made of glass. Electricity is inside that. Which gives you light? Bulb? No, it's electricity. This is bulb. This is bulb. Electricity is inside. And electricity is the same quality. The electricity, this bulb, that bulb, this bulb, it's the same. Electricity is same. Okay, I take leave of you. Thanks for very patient hearing.
I just wanted to say a few words of thanks for His Divine Grace for stopping by Chattahoochee today. That was some seriously enlightening words that we heard, and we're very honored to have had you here. Thank you very much for stopping by, and guys, please feel free to express your thanks as well. And we hope you have a wonderful afternoon and enjoy your stay. Thank you very much.